Got it. I have to copy the link.
I always forget. Does this turn off my camera if I go? Yeah, it does. That's so stupid.
Oh, are you trying to get the?
I'm just trying to get to another tab.
Oh man. Ah.
I'll use this computer. Up, I'm setting up my other computer right now.
Oh god. God. Oh, I'm so tired today. Okay.
Yeah, I slept really bad last night.
Lower back has been killing me. I feel like I'm 80 for some reason.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't even. Like I've been sitting down so much recently, like at work. I don't like going out and doing stuff. It's like my back is just compressed. I don't think my posture is great either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, all right, you good?
Yeah, I'm
Just
good.
let it know.
Dude, this computer is so bad, bro.
I need to get a new one. Mine is so slow now. It's just so old.
Like, it's just please wait. It just please waits for like 10 minutes. It's so dumb. All right, I'm good though. Yeah.
All right, well, welcome back to another episode of The Sideline. 2-minute delay, but my name is Wishioza.
And my name's Asher Hire.
It's been a while. We do have I mean, we were talking about kind of a lot to talk about. We don't really have a lot to talk about because it's been the off season. The Nuggets season ended significantly earlier than I think both of us expected, and they haven't really done anything. And so there's not too much to talk about with them. Broncos training camp's getting going. Couple little nuggets here and there to talk about them. Rockies might be the most interesting thing going on in Denver sports right now. I don't know. Where do you want to start, Asher?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the Nuggets because I feel like we didn't really, hit on their off-season moves, and obviously super handicapped coming into the off-season. Uh, they could, in theory, be the only NBA team to go into the second apron next year if they decide to sign Peyton Watson to some longer, bigger deal. And obviously, that's the main storyline of this Nuggets offseason is how do you handle Peyton Watson? How much of that month-long streak with Jokic out was real? How much of it was just a hot streak? Um, the injury concerns kind of been back-to-back years of uh, I mean, the hamstring was really bothering him this year, and I think he missed some time before that too, in another year. So just a lot of things to weigh out. Obviously, I don't think they're going to go into the second apron. Um, I don't think they should, considering the assets, singular asset you would kind of have, and I think it's the 2034 first round pick or something would get locked up if they do go into the second apron.
Yeah.
Uh, and I kind of feel like they seem like they're kind of teetering on like, oh, let's try to not be in the second apron, but also bring our guys back. It's like I think they should choose one or the other. Either unload the guys, get rid of AG, get rid of Jamal, pick up a ton of assets, or go into the second apron, man, and sign Payne Watson. If you really believe that, you're just a couple injuries away from competing. Um, so yeah, those are my 2 cents. I love Payne Watson, man, as a player, and I think it would be horrendous to let a guy who's that size and can shoot 40% from three and has consistently improved year by year to just let him go. But that's the world of the NBA right now. It seems like they're just kind of hoping that he plays on the qualifying offer next year.
kind of in the description of the video I put, it's like, are the Nuggets really going to pay hundreds of millions of dollars in luxury tax just to sign Peyton Watson? Like their luxury tax bill just with um, Spencer Jones signing him back went from like 30 million to 60 million, and that was a $12 million contract. Like it's nuts how deep they are in that. If you sign Peyton Watson to something close to $20 million, that's going to jump to like 160. Like it's going to go to an insane amount of money um, just for Peyton Watson. And so I think that's a debate. I mean, they're already going to pay more money this year with or without Peyton Watson in luxury tax than they have in their entire franchise history, like combined. And so it's just like I don't know what the Cronkies are thinking. Thing is, right? I don't think even with Peyton Watson, the Nuggets are a championship contender.
I know.
Like
right?
I don't,
That's the other thing.
like I don't think they're close, and so I don't know if it's worth it to go do that. But at the same time, he's the last like two-way star bet that you have on the roster. Like you can't lose him because then you're officially like closing your window because you don't have any other options to go into this new era of the NBA where everything is about physicality and length and athleticism. You don't have anybody else who can even act like close to match that. But at the same time, like it's not going to change the scope of the season if you have it or not. So I don't know. It's a ridiculous decision. They do have all the leverage in these negotiations. I think Rich Paul is a great agent because he's consistently done the best for his clients, but he has really screwed over Peyton Watson in this situation because it clearly was not a priority at the beginning of the season. Teams clearly did not value him the same way that he did. Because he's setting his market at 20 to 25 million, and no team has been willing to offer him that at all. Like if they did value him, they would have offered him that when free agency began and they had cap space. And so,
there's no team really out there that like can offer it. That's the thing.
yeah,
That is what I just like is just so weird about the CBA is you just have guys getting paid a ton. You have a bunch of guys on minimum contracts, and these guys kind of in the middle get like screwed over essentially because it's like, okay, yeah, we're not going to pay you all this. And then we don't have enough money to even, he's not worth one of the top, two max contracts that teams can really afford now, 2 to 3. Like, you're not going to give him that. He's not going to want to sign on the minimum, which really is like the only other option when you do have like 3 guys that are on supermax deals. So yeah, Rich Paul really and Peyton Watson kind of screwed themselves a little bit here, which might really force his hand into playing on the qualifying offer, reach unrestricted free agency next year, hope that you continue to improve, and then sign some near max deal with like the Bulls or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because like Denver has all the negotiation leverage in the situation because there's no other team that can offer him any like legit contract, and especially after Denver matches Spencer Jones in his offer sheet. Like they're so locked into where they are. But they're in the second apron already. Like they are the only team in the second apron currently. And when it comes to signing trades, they can only take back like half of the salaries. Like every single trade that would make sense theoretically is illegal because Denver's in the second apron. And so they either sign Payne Watson to, some sort of maybe like a 2 or 3 year deal with an option that's, 15 to 20 million right now, and then he can leave after a couple seasons. Or he plays in a qualifying offer. Like those are the only 2 options that they have right now. But Denver's not going to offer him something more than what is being offered him right now, which clearly is not anything close to 20 million.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's a weird situation, but it also makes like Denver was never. You mentioned like that stretch where he was playing without Jokic, where he looked like a superstar. That's all that he has shown in 4 years where he can get to that level. He hasn't played great in the playoffs, right? In 2025, he was in and out of the rotation. And that was with a bench that was completely depleted, and he still was not a fixture in the rotation. This year, he didn't play because he was injured. How much of that was because he was trying to save himself for free agency or because he was actually hurt? No one knows now, especially after Rich Paul said that, like, he'll, finagle things in contract years for his clients. Like, who knows how much of that was real. So it's a tough situation. But I mean, either way, Denver has to bring him back. Like, they don't have a choice. Like, they have to. They're going to match whatever contract they get. But unfortunately, it might mean trading a starter to do that, which I think is a horrible decision.
Yeah, I mean that's really the thing is like you got to choose one of two ways. Like, do you just blow it up? Right. I mean, not blow it up, but reconfigure how you think you can win. We've seen like trades like Jamal Murray for like Emmanuel Quickly and some other wing on the Raptors. Like, yes, that makes it seem like you're worse on paper, but does the two-way game option like not really being a thing, does that somehow make the Nuggets better? Is because they always have kept falling back on that, and obviously Minnesota absolutely destroyed that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I obviously outside of Peyton Watson this offseason, I really like the Marvin Bagley pickup. I just think that's a fine backup big man who can score. I mean, he just seems more reliable than Valanciunas, just quicker on his feet defensively. He can stretch the floor better. And yeah, he's got a nice little like lefty baby hook shot in the paint. That's pretty good. And then Alpha Diallo, we'll see what happens out of him. He went to high school in Colorado, and then has been playing overseas. I think he won like Defensive Player of the Year in the Euro League, and then they brought him over. And then there's just a lot of weird things in the Nuggets offseason. There's the Lonnie Walker, like, oh, Shams says this, he's on the roster, and then a day later, Denver Post says that, no, actually, this is just a training camp invite. It's not a real guaranteed contract yet. It's interesting how that messaging got messed up, and it took a whole day until we actually realized what it was. Definitely seems clunky this offseason with how these guys are running it in their second offseason of their careers as like a president of basketball operations. So
I think they have definitely placed an emphasis on athleticism, though. Like, it was so obvious. I mean, Minnesota lost and DiVincenzo both go down. And their backcourt was still significantly more athletic than Denver's. Like, it didn't seem like there was any sort of drop off, even when those guys got hurt. And that was so clear and obvious for Denver. And they made a conceded effort to go get athletes. Bryce Hopkins looked awesome in Summer League. Trevin Brazil, after the first game, looked really, really good in Summer League. He's kind of the prototypical dude you want next to Jokic as an athlete, a guy who can stretch the floor and clearly has a ton of vertical ability and vertical spacing, could play in the dunker spot. But then, Alpha Diallo is kind of exactly what Denver has needed. I think he kind of guarded 1 through 4 in EuroLeague. He'll probably be more of a point of attack guy in the NBA, which is good. Probably means Bruce Brown is out the door, which I didn't think Bruce Brown was that bad last year. Honestly, I know all the stats kind of said he was horrible, but I thought in the second half of the season he was significantly better. One of the only guys who could consistently get downhill and get to the rim as well. But Alpha Diallo looks like he's going to be helpful. I don't know what it means for Julian Strawther, but with Tim Hardaway out the door, you would think he's going to get some run. He looked good in minutes when guys were hurt last year as well.
Dude,
the Bagley pickup is good.
Strawther has to play, man. Like you talk about, Bruce Brown's like one of the only guys who could get to the rim. Strawther was another guy where it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't get to the rim, but he gets to that floater shot, which is like a layup for him. And he consistently can touch the paint and do those types of things. Like, I think a Strawther leap is really just what can unlock this team. It's asking a lot, though. Just have Strawther be really good and Peyton Watson be good. Like, it's definitely asking a lot. Backup point guard is still really weird. Like, you tell me you only have 2 ball handlers, bro. It's crazy.
I really don't know what their plan is with that, because I look at the bench unit, right? The starting lineup, if they keep everyone together, it's still going to be good. I'm confident in that. I think Christian Brown, he's gotten a lot of shit this offseason. Rightfully so, because he sucked last year. But even before he got hurt, it was bad. But when he came back, he clearly was not healthy. It was very obvious. Like he was not the same athlete. You look at the highlights he had in 2025 versus 2026. Like it's not even close. The type of athlete that he was, and it's not like he put on a bunch of weight. It's not like he got bulkier and lost explosive. Like he was just not. Like he was hurt. So I think he'll be better clearly. And then I think, like the starting lineup's gonna be fine. The bench is where I'm like, I have no idea what it's gonna look like. You cannot go into the season with Tyus Jones as backup. Like I thought he was fine in the playoffs. Honestly, like it wasn't horrible, but there has to be a better option, or at least a better backup option. And I think if they're going into the offseason with the thinking, okay, we'll stagger it to where Jamal will play with the bench more and be the lead ball handler, and then you have Strother, you have Watson, maybe you have Lonnie Walker. Like that's enough ball handling next to him, but I still know if
But
I
then
don't know if Jones is enough.
yeah, it just puts so much pressure on Murray too. I mean, that's why he was so bad in the Minnesota series, is because nobody else was any sort of threat with the ball in their hands on the perimeter offensively. So then you get to put a 6'9" demon on Murray the entire game instead of him being on what should be Aaron Gordon, what could have, Michael Porter in the years past, etc. But because there's nobody else that can threaten that Timberwolves defense from the perimeter, it's just like, yeah, we'll have Anthony Edwards when he's healthy, like not have to worry about defense at all, and put Jaden McDaniels up on Murray. And that's just that. And that length shuts down everything. It shuts down the two-man game. It shuts down Murray's ability to separate. So you need another guy in that starting lineup, even this is where I think like Cameron Johnson needs to be used more. Is like, why was there no real anytime he had like some sort of pick and roll thing where he was the lead, where he was the ball handler, like it turned into something good. Usually he makes the right decision with the pass. He can drive, he can make layups, tough contested layups at that. So I mean, that's another like wrinkle in the Nuggets offense and the starting lineup that I think needs to change. Is just this consistent two-man game is clearly going nowhere. Why don't you swing it out and have Cam Johnson work against somebody else that's not Jaden McDaniels?
Yeah.
So him and Strother, I feel like, are kind of the keys. Like if they play well, then the offense can be good. And then, I mean, obviously you're still worried about the defense, but yeah.
Yeah. You touched on Marvin Bagley. I'm pulling up his stats. He was pretty damn good last year. 10 and 6 in 20 minutes a game, 62% from the field. He also, it's funny, he did shoot 46% from three.
That's what I'm saying. He can stretch the floor.
Which, I mean, it was on like one attempt a game. But still, like that's 46% is good. And he's clearly improved because he's been a solid 3-point shooter pretty much his whole career. Like he's been okay. 2023, 2024, he shot 40% with Detroit and with Washington, so he was good there. 2025 was bad. He was at 15%, but that was because he barely played. He was hurt the entire time. Season before that, he was at 39%. Like he's been fine. Like he's a solid and I think he's a good two-man game player who can work. And he's good in the paint. And I think you just can be an energy guy. And I think he needs to be a little more consistent on rebounds than Valanciunas was. That's something that I don't understand how Denver was so bad at last year, was defensive rebounding. For whatever reason, they just were so bad. Situationally, they were just so bad. And obviously another big thing is just health. They got quite unlucky with how things shook out for them. And I can understand if you're Denver, if you look at it just from on paper, if you look at the stats, like if we're healthy, if Aaron Gordon is able to play in the playoffs, if Cam Johnson doesn't miss that time in the middle of the season, Peyton Watson is able to play in the playoffs, if Jokic doesn't get hurt in the middle of the season, like we're going to be fine. That's just a lot of ifs.
I know.
Like that's way too many ifs. And you were mostly healthy in the playoffs. You're missing two front court guys for sure, but your main 3 and 4 best players were healthy, and you still didn't. I mean, you didn't stand a chance in any of the games in Minnesota. It didn't look like Denver had a shot at winning those games, and that's just a problem. Like, it's a huge problem. They choked way too many leads. So unless this athleticism really actually translates into true aggressive defense and like makes them go from bottom third of the league to top half of the league, then I just don't think it's gonna matter. Whether they have Peyton Watson or not, I just don't think it's gonna matter. That's my thought process. I'm excited to see how the season turns out, but I have like little to no expectations for what's actually gonna happen this year.
Yeah. And I mean, that was an underrated thing about Porter was his rebounding. Like, you could have Jokic box out Gobert and then Porter come over for the weak side rebound. You were completely missing that last year. And that's really the thing with these starting lineup guys, I feel like, is like when they're all healthy, it syncs perfectly. You just have everything that you want kind of in the lineup, but they are very like specialized players kind of. It's like, yes, Murray's really good at running the pick and roll and just scoring and stuff like that, but he can't defend, he can't really rebound, and he's like a mid playmaker. And obviously Jokic can do it all. Gordon is supposed to kind of be the all-around guy, but it's not like Cam Johnson is some supreme rebounder, playmaker, defender. He's mostly just a shooter. So they're all very like specialized. Obviously, Christian Brown's just there for perimeter defense and transition. So it's just like you just need everything to be perfect for it to work, and that's just hard to do. And we've seen when you have one of these cogs to the starting lineup be injured, whether that's Murray, Porter, Gordon, it's over. It just doesn't. They're just not as dominant.
It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen with the team. I'm glad they brought Spencer Jones back because he is kind of. I thought he was great in the playoffs. Like, obviously the shooting was one thing, but defensively, he's really the only physical guy who you have outside of Aaron Gordon. You need someone like that, someone who's physical, someone who's durable, who can actually last. So it's good to bring him back. I think Hopkins or Brazil. I don't know what they're going to do with Like, Brazil is on the full roster, or like he's on a standard contract. I don't know if Brazil or if Hopkins is going to do that. And again, it's all dependent on Peyton Watson. Like, if they're going to trade him or another piece to get something back, or if he's going to come back on the roster. Like, that all depends. It's messing up Bryce Hopkins' situation. It's also messing up Lonnie Walker's situation because I think he would be good on the roster as a full-time guy. I think he would help as another athlete and another, decent shooter, a guy who can get downhill and help and transition. And if he's able to play a role on defense, like, he's going to be able to play, but who knows if he's actually going to be on the roster if Peyton Watson isn't going to figure stuff out. And there's no real pressure on Denver to do anything to push for something. And I like the Clippers are one of the teams that are interested in him. Who knows what their situation is even going to be like? Who knows if Kawhi is even going to get traded? Who knows if Brandon Ingram is going to be on it? Like, no one has any idea what's happening with this, and so that's another issue. And the Bucks are kind of the teams that are pushing for him. I don't think Denver wants any player who they can legally take back. Like, unless like Ryan Rollins is the only one, but they're not. That's not going to happen.
Isn't there some like Jaime Jaquez? You have to like wait. There's some date that you can trade for Jaime Jaquez, like once it reaches this date. I forget what it is though. Maybe September 1st or something like that. But because he got traded recently, like he needs to be on the team for a certain amount of time. But then he somehow does open up to be able to get traded for at some point. I don't know. But I think I saw that yesterday. I mean, Jaquez would be a good pickup, but yeah. I mean, I like Ryan Rollins too, but
yeah. Ryan Rollins is great, but he's like Milwaukee's not going to give him. He's like a foundational piece for them.
Right. I don't think they're good. And if it's being sacrificing Peyton Watson, like I don't know if I want to do that.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. And even then, like Denver would take him back for a year, and then they're in the exact same position because Ryan Rollins has like a $4 million player option that he's obviously going to decline, and he's going to get the same contract Peyton Watson's looking for, as 20+ million, as the guy who's an elite defender and a good shot maker and playmaker and ball. Like it doesn't make any sense for Denver to do anything. I do think it might screw up some of the locker room dynamics just because. Like if like Clutch is very clearly pushing out this narrative where it's like, oh, Peyton Watson's insulted by this, like he's trying to get paid higher than Christian Brown and all this other stuff. Like Clutch is very clearly trying to put out this negative perception of Denver, so other teams, so there's pressure on them to do something. I don't think Denver cares really. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen with it. I do think he ends up on the roster, at least for one more year. We'll see if he's worth it. If he is if he is healthy and he does play like he did last year, like Denver's going to be a really good team. Like they're going to be a top 3 seed again. But I don't know if it's going to matter. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Tough landscape in the NBA up until the next CBA comes up. Yeah, man. I mean, can move on to some Broncos stuff. A lot of excitement, man, coming out of the Broncos, and I kind of like that how they're still like flying under the radar somewhat. Really, still nobody's talking about them. You look at the sports books and the Chiefs are still favored to win the AFC West. Like you would think they would have learned their lesson last year, but I guess not. The Chargers are even ahead of the Broncos in the AFC West. So I like that they're under the radar. I'd much rather be in that position rather than like the Chicago Bears, where people are all, everyone's talking about the Bears and if they'll take a next step up or if they'll regress. Meanwhile, the Broncos, who kind of had a similar season to the Bears, like nobody's talking about them. But outside of the injury stuff, Jalen Waddle apparently has looked really good. Matt Henningsen, that was really sad for him. A torn Achilles in his second straight preseason.
I think on the same day too, right? Like the day he tore.
Really?
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Gosh, that's brutal because he really does kill it in camp. Like every time he's out there, he's getting his name called. Or even in the preseason games, like I noticed him in last season's preseason games that he was popping. So yeah, that's tough for him, but whatever. Broncos have a deep defense. Outside of Waddle, seems like Bo Nix has been playing really well. That injury is of no concern. That's like when people do talk about the Broncos, it's like, oh, is Bo Nix going to be like okay? It's like, yeah, Sean Payton has been saying for months now that he's going to be completely fine, and he is completely fine now. So that's a great thing to see. J.K. Dobbins is saying that he's going to lead the NFL in rushing. Don't know about that. But I like the confidence. It just seems like this team's got a lot of confidence right now. Same coaching staff. That continuity they keep talking about is just so big. Really all the same exact players coming back, especially on the defense. They know what they need to do, which is force more turnovers. And the offense seems like it's humming. Obviously, we'll see how Davis Webb calls his plays, but they can't be worse than Sean Payton last year.
No, and especially with new. I mean, Waddle's going to change everything for the offense. Like legitimately, you're going to be able to actually run concepts most of the time instead of having to rely on screens. And specifically with the running game too. If Dobbin and drafting, Jonah Coleman, I've heard his name a few times when people are talking about camp. He seems to be doing good, and he seems like he would be a true third down running back for them, and then especially a short yardage guy, goal line guy. You can take some of the wear off of Dobbins and Harvey, and I think that's going to be a good thing. We'll see how Davis Webb's first game, or the only game he called in preseason last year. What did they put up 30 or something? And they looked good. It was that game against Arizona.
Yeah.
They looked good. I'm excited for Bo too. Like, I mean, if he can just get off to a good start this season, he's gonna have a really, really, really good year. Um, yeah, the defense is still gonna be fun. The continuity is the biggest thing. I mean, everyone was worried. I mean, Davis Webb was getting head coaching interviews. Like, there was a legit chance that he could have left, and then you keep him as your offensive coordinator. Um, you're able to keep the entire defense intact outside of. I mean, losing John Franklin Myers, I think, is going to be big. But that's the whole reason that they took Savion Jones and then Q Robinson last year, so that they have some guys in development. We'll see
And
how they look.
another guy that's been mentioned a lot is Ioma Owazarike, who would play pretty
Oh
much the
yeah,
same exact position as JFM. But
Mhm.
apparently, like according to like Malcolm Roach, I think he said, or DJ Jones, I think said that his improvement has been like scary and like just eye opening. Like he's bigger, stronger, and he kind of gives you that JFM thing where of a interior pass rush alongside Zach Allen up the interior, and then
Mhm.
obviously Benito, and then Cooper was out there at practice, which is great to see. Um, those guys coming off the edge, and yeah, Q Robinson, Jonah Ellis, those names have been popping too.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
who
I
else?
hope John Ellis
Pat
can stay
Bryant.
healthy, man. You know, John Ellis is so good when he's healthy.
I
He's
know, right?
every single time he plays, is he? I have not kept too much track of Broncos camp this year. But I remember hearing John Ellis was going to move to inside linebacker. Is he not
He's
doing that
not. No, I
anymore?
guess he's not. I think he is just playing the edge. Um,
Okay, good.
but I wonder if that was like because of the Cooper news, it's like, oh, well, now that we don't have Coop,
Yeah.
should we put Jonah back at edge? But now Cooper's back. A lot of edge depth, man. I kind of feel like you could like trade one of these guys, which my choice would be
Mhm.
Cooper. Um, like it just seems like I really want to see Q Robinson and Jonah Ellis. I think they have a higher ceiling than Cooper, even though he is
Yeah.
very solid. Um, but yeah, Pat Bryant I've heard has been
Uh-huh.
very, very good. It's sounding like it's going to be Sutton, Waddle, and Bryant as like the three guys to start
Mhm.
out there in your typical like trips formation or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Denver has a lot of wide receiver depth. I mean, Waddle literally changes everything. Because last year you're thinking, man, they just don't have a lot. Now it's like, okay, if Mims and Franklin, two guys who had really, really good seasons last year, are going to be on the outside looking in, like you're in a good spot with that. Like obviously Franklin had such a huge development year last year, which is awesome to see. Um, and Mim, I'm still, both of us are still in the boat that Mims needs to be like involved significantly more in the offense.
it's just we've been saying it for like 3 years. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
and I
Uh,
mean he's good. I mean that game against Buffalo, like you saw it, like he has incredible hands. He's so fast. He also does provide so much value as a returner, so maybe that's why I know that's kind of Sean Payton's thing is on special teams. So maybe that's why he's not. They're trying to make sure that he can still provide that same value without running him into the ground. Um, I'm excited for this Broncos season, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they look, especially. I know I said if Bo can have a good start to the year, it'll be good. But that start of the season schedule is like actually horrifying, and I don't know how they're gonna. They could easily be like 2-4 after that, and
yeah.
I wouldn't like. I don't know how I feel. Like they could be 4-2 and I'd be good. They could be 0-6 and I'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. So who knows?
I would take a 3-3 or even 2-4 because after those 6 games, I really
Mhm.
only see like maybe one or two more losses in the schedule. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. And Bo, first 2 seasons in the NFL has not gotten off to a good start. Um, but yeah, I mean, sounds like he's doing well in camp. So uh, that's great. Mims did get injured, and it seems a little concerning though. Like they're kind of being vague with it, and apparently, like they had some receiver in for a visit like a week ago. Rowan, I think it's like Kyrese Rowan. who they had like on
Oh
the
yeah.
practice squad last year, and they had him in for a visit like a week ago, and then they decided against signing him, and now all of a sudden Mims is injured, and they just signed him. So it seems like maybe that could be some cause for concern. But as you said, the wide receiver core really is pretty deep now. Not deep with like superstar talent, but just solid role guys that I think you can
Yeah.
trust now going out there. Even like a Michael Bandy be fine, I think, out there. I guess didn't he score? And did he score in a playoff game? I forget. Um,
Was it a playoff?
he had one big touchdown. I'm forgetting
I
when
know he
that
scored
came.
against Green. He scored against Green Bay. I know that. I don't know if he
Okay, it
scored
might
against
have been
Buffalo.
that. Yeah.
I know
Um,
Will Jordan Humphrey scored against Buffalo.
yeah. Mims.
Frank Crum.
I can't remember if Harvey had one or what. Uh, but yeah, I'm super excited, man. Like people do keep talking about the other talking point about the Broncos is like all the close games that they won, which is very true. 11-1 or whatever it was, 11-2. I can't remember what it was. Maybe if it was even better than that. Um, was the same as the Chiefs in 2024, and then obviously we saw their insane regression last year. But the difference is they got worse. They got older. The Broncos are young and rising, and they got better in the offseason. So how can you even compare those two
Yeah.
teams? I don't understand. It's not like we have a 35-year-old Chris Jones and a 36-year-old Kelsey and no wide receivers and Rashee Rice in jail. Like none of that is going on with the Broncos this year. So, and then obviously
Mhm.
there's you can look at the close games, but then you can also look at the turnover luck and be like, damn, Hufanga dropped like 5 interceptions. If he had caught one of those, maybe we wouldn't have
Yeah.
been in so many close games. And they
Yeah.
barely forced any fumbles. You have all these sacks and can barely even force a strip sack fumble. So I mean, hopefully that changes next year and it's a positive regression. Um,
And also like with how horribly they lost the first two games, the first two close games, like the Indianapolis game
right.
was ridiculous. The Chargers game also ridiculous. Like those, if they play those games later in the year, they don't lose them. So like stuff like that
Especially
is
the
bound
Indy.
to change.
Indy was. I mean, we played Indy literally at their peak of their season, man.
Yeah.
Week 2, or whatever it was. So yeah, I think the Broncos got a real shot this year. I mean, the thing about the NFL, to be honest, is like there are so many good teams where it's like, man, yeah, the Broncos have a chance, but you also got to think about the Ravens and the Bills and the Patriots and the Jags and the Texans, and the Chiefs and the Chargers. Like, there's so many good teams that I think have a chance to win it. Um, Bengals, like, it's just a lot of competition out there, but yeah, I like the spot that the Broncos are in.
I do too. And the thing about the NFL, like every single year, something like last year was the Chiefs' year to just like be ass. Like it happens every single time where there's going to be a year where someone sucks, um, and like someone who's good is even the Lions. Like Lions went what 15-2 in 2024, and then last year they just had terrible injury luck and they regressed. Happens to everybody. It's very possible it could happen to the Broncos. They did have good injury luck until obviously the last game of the year. Um, but like that's a real thing that could happen to a lot of these teams. Like it could be that the Chargers just start to regress a little bit this year. It could be that the Ravens regress a little bit. It could be that the Patriots take a step back, or the Bills even could take a
Bills,
step
yeah.
back.
I
Uh,
could see it happening with the Bills. I don't really like Joe Brady. I know he's improved. He has improved a lot as an offensive coordinator over the years after he was so bad, like in his first year
yeah,
with the Panthers, I think. Like he ran like the same exact play over and over. Um, I could see it with the Chiefs again. I just don't I don't really know how you can be like, yes, the Chiefs are back in Super Bowl contention after they lost their two best players on defense. or two best corners on defense, maybe even their two best players on defense with the way Chris Jones has fallen off.
Mhm.
So you pretty much like don't, and you lose Leo Chanel, big time linebacker. Holmes coming off the injury. Like Eric Bieniemy is definitely, I think, can help out that offense to make it more dynamic. But then again, it's like, okay, out of Rashee Rice, if he gets injured or suspended again,
Yeah,
there's nothing really. So
yeah. So, I mean, Kenneth Walker will help. They actually will have
oh
a running
yeah,
game, but
maybe
that's only
though.
going to do so much.
Right.
Uh,
But at the same time,
the
it's like Andy Reid's play call. I mean, that's where Eric Bieniemy can be huge because with Kareem Hunt they were good, but um, when Bieniemy left, it was like all these run plays. They're just basic as hell. They just run inside zone the whole time. There's not a single like toss play, crack play. There's no creativity in the run game. That's kind of been a like bugaboo of Andy Reid. But yeah, Bieniemy, the running back guy, definitely helped with that.
Yeah. But I mean, you mentioned everyone talking about how Bo is going to respond to an injury. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. Like Patrick Mahomes had an actual legitimate surgery on the other side of age 30. Like that's where I mean his whole thing is the fact, yeah, he has a rocket for an arm. He's been much better at reading defenses and getting better at accuracy. But his whole thing is the fact that he can avoid sacks and make plays out of nothing and extend plays. Like that's the reason why he has been as elite as he has. If that's not going to be the same, like how good is really can their offense be? It's the same thing with Bo. Like Bo's entire thing is the fact that he's able to extend plays and make it better than what it was. Uh, yeah, if his injury is going to limit him, Denver's offense got to be worse. But Mahomes has a much higher chance of that actually happening, considering he's 31 with a bionic knee now. So we'll see. We'll see how they react. But and the Chargers hype to me still just like makes zero sense. Like they have been the same team the last 4 years, like legitimately. Like they start off really, really good. They have some injuries. They struggle. They win a couple games towards the end of the year, and then they lose in the first round. Like that's how it goes every single season. Herbert is incredible. I think Mike McDaniel will help significantly with the offense. Um, I understand they lost both of their all-pro tackles last year, so that was a problem. So if they're healthy, obviously the line is going to be better, and they'll be a better running team and a better team as a whole. But I still don't believe in their receivers. I mean, I still don't think they have a great receiving core. Um, I think their running backs, Omari Hampton's good. I don't know if he's a bell cow, but he's fine. And their defense is, I still also don't think it's that good either. Like I really don't know where the hype is coming from for LA, other than the fact that they're in LA.
They'll be really interesting because I think they should be like a Detroit Lions type of mentality on offense where it's pound the rock with Marion Hampton and Keaton Mitchell and have that O line that you said. When it is fully healthy, it is extremely talented. I don't know how good it
Mm-hmm.
is up the middle, but certainly, I think that they'll be able to run the ball well if they stick to it. Like, yes, Mike McDaniel is this great offensive mind, but it's not like he's known for running the ball, and he doesn't
Yeah,
have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane in this offense. Obviously, Hampton is good, but he's not Devon Achane. I don't think he'll ever be close to him, considering his kind of lack of speed. So McDaniel is great, but this roster doesn't really seem to fit his offensive philosophy. I feel like it does fit Harbaugh's philosophy, which
yeah,
is the ground and pound. So I wonder if he'll kind of have a say in McDaniel's ear to be, calling more run plays and stuff like this. So again, it's just like a we'll see type of thing. But yeah, I agree with you on their defense, especially their defensive line, man. Like, sure, Tuli Pelotu is really good. Maybe like a top 10, edge rusher in the league, but maybe. But outside of that, I think Mesidor will be good too on the other end. I think he's 25 already, and I think he's got an NFL kind of body. I wouldn't be shocked if he won Defensive Player of the Year, just considering how ready he is right now. Obviously, Khalil Mack is there still. He's all right. But then, yeah, the corners aren't great. You have Derwin James. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of talent, especially if one of those guys gets hurt. It's looking really bleak. But you lose Jesse. I mean, as much as you gain a lot from Mike McDaniel, the loss of Jesse Minter, I think, is way bigger than the addition of McDaniel. I mean, he's one of the great defensive minds. I think they're who's their DC now? It's some I feel like it's some guy that's never. Bro, I look up Charger DC, and it comes in with these like tech things, DC Chargers. Chris O'Leary, yeah, this guy has never called plays. I think he was the guy who he had something to do with the whole Michigan scandal. Of course, he had something to do with it. I know when he was at Western Michigan, it was like maybe he was the guy that helped out Connor Stallions get on the sideline and dress him up in Central Michigan clothes or something. Oh wait, this is Western Michigan. No, I'm wrong. Maybe he spoke out against. Damn, I feel like I've heard about this guy for some Michigan.
What's his name?
Chris O'Leary. But yeah, he's never called plays in the NFL, so nobody knows anything about him.
Oh yeah, that's kind of wild that he goes defensive coordinator at Western Michigan to defensive coordinator of the Chargers. That's a big leap. That's a huge leap. Oh, he was a safeties coach in 2024, but that was a Staley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never called plays.
Yeah, that's weird.
In the league. Yeah, that's wild. I don't know how they're going to respond. Yeah, I do think their offense is going to be better, but yeah, their defense is taking a step back. Yeah, Minter was awesome the last 2 years. He's been great. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Because I do think the Chargers are going to take a step back, but the Ravens are going to take a step up. Everything out of their camp shows that Jacoby Lane has been awesome.
Bro, you know what's crazy is I was just texting my roommate this. He knew one of my friends. He knew Caden at ASU, Caden Fessler.
Oh yeah.
He knew him, and one of these times we had Caden in the apartment, and Jacoby Lane, who was a high school senior at the time, came into our apartment. We were smoking with him, and talking and stuff with him, and now he's making all this noise at training camp. I'm I can't believe it, because when I was looking at him, I'm yeah, okay, sure, he's tall, but he was so skinny when he was a high school senior. I'm dude, this guy's really going to USC. Man, I disrespected him, but he shut me up. I disrespected him in my mind just looking at him. And now, man, he's making all this noise at training camp. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, he looks really, really good. He seems like the guy that they needed too, because Zay Flowers is not a number one. He's a slot, and even then, the contract he got was unbelievable. I cannot believe he got that much money. But I think adding a big-bodied receiver contested catch guy is going to be very, very helpful for them, especially with Mark Andrews continuing to decline. Running game's still going to be fine with Lamar and Derrick Henry. But I think they're going to take a step up, and with Minter, their defense is going to be more consistent. Who knows what the Bengals are going to do? I really have no idea what to think about the Bengals. I have zero idea.
I don't either, man. Really, what it comes down to is I just don't trust Zach Taylor whatsoever, bro.
Yeah.
So really, I just can't be high on the Bengals when Zach Taylor is the head coach. It's always a poor start. Yes, the defense is a lot more. I mean, the roster is great. I really do like the roster. But yeah, it's really all is just Zach Taylor for me. I just can't see him. I know they made the Super Bowl, but I
That's
feel like that
5
was
years ago
more
now.
in
Like,
spite of him, and 5 years ago, yeah.
like that's so long ago at this point, and it's just hard to. And their defense was playing at such a high level in the playoffs. Like it wasn't because the offense wasn't really doing anything.
Right, it was Lou Anarumo in the defense who was shutting down
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and stuff in the second half.
Mhm. And forcing like the most timely turnovers that you could have got.
Do you remember like the Titans? I think they played the Titans in the wild card game, and they had so many. It was
Yeah,
like Joe Burrow had a horrible game, and they really should have lost. But
yeah. I remember he got sacked like 9 times or 10 times or something. Like
yeah,
they still won. Like no, I mean I obviously their offense is gonna be fine. Their offense is always gonna be fine. Um, but I still have no idea what their defense is gonna look like. I don't even know what moves that they made on defense.
they got
Um,
Dexter Lawrence.
yeah, okay, and then they did that. I was wondering who they drafted. Like, they traded for him. Yeah.
They got a
Well,
Cook. They got Cook, Brian Cook, the safety from the Chiefs, who's pretty good.
that's solid.
DJ Turner's a really good corner who
Mhm.
I can't remember if he made an all pro team, but he was close to making one last year. Um their D line, I mean, like I don't know where the pressure is really gonna come from. They signed Boye Mafe from the Seahawks. He's good, but he's not great. I think Shamar Stewart's been having a good camp.
Yeah.
Um but I don't know outside of that.
Well, they just have so much money tied up to Burrow, Hayden, Chase. It's like how how much can you emphasize on defense with that? Like you have to do the big money moves, and then the rest is just hoping on internal development. That is more offseason moves than I thought. Cook is good. Obviously, Dexter Lawrence, Boye Mafe is good, but who knows? And they can take a step up too. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But they haven't made the playoffs since 2022. Like it's been a
Yeah.
while since they've actually made some noise.
Dalton
And
Reisner is on this team.
oh, I knew that. I knew Dalton Reisner.
He's like a pretty good player still, isn't he? I can't really remember
Yeah.
why the Broncos. I think he's better than Ben Powers probably right now.
Probably. I think it's because he wanted too much money, which is funny because they signed Ben Powers fat contract. I don't remember why. I think he just wanted more money.
Yeah, but I feel like he bounced around. He had to wait until the very end of the offseason until he got a deal with the Vikings or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he had a really good year last year, I think, with the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, same old Bengals, it seems like.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the Patriots, I think, will be good. Thing is, right, I don't like AJ Brown is obviously very, very good. I think he's an excellent receiver, but I don't know how much he's going to change that offense because it's still just him. Like they don't have anybody. If they had him and Diggs, that's a separate story. But Diggs isn't there anymore. It's just AJ Brown. So I'm still wondering what that offense is going to look like because they didn't play great in the playoffs at all. Because again, it was their defense that really held it together.
I mean, it's just classic NFL fans when they talk about Drake May as if they just completely just missed out on every single playoff game. Just ignore if a football team wins, we can just completely ignore how our quarterback plays, no matter if he throws for 78 yards and leads one 7-yard touchdown drive in the AFC Championship game. Top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Anyways, he's good, but their schedule is tough. Finally, but I still think I would still take this Patriots team over the Bills. I think for the division, over the full course of a year. I just think their defense is going to be damn good again. The running game will be good.
Yeah.
I just think they're a very all-around solid team compared to the Bills, who still are just. I'll just never understand how they build these Bills teams, man. Finally they traded for a receiver, DJ Moore, which will be big, but it's just such a lack of talent on defense. There's nobody you can just point to on defense and be like, that guy's a star player. Like they're just nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna make a play for them defensively. And then offensively, the last few years they haven't had a single number one receiver. You've had Khalil Shakir, who's a good number 2 on every other team, but then on the Bills he's the number 1. Like, what do you expect? And then everybody will blame Josh Allen because they lose, and yeah. Anyways,
I don't know. I don't know what to think about them. I do think Patriots also do have a tough start to the schedule, then it eases up pretty significantly. Well, they have like a couple tough stretches, but they start similar to Denver. First game at Seattle, Super Bowl rematch on a Wednesday too. So stupid. They played on a Thursday. That's so dumb. And then at home against the Steelers, which I mean Steelers are whatever, but they're still a tough team to beat. And then they go on the road against Jacksonville, on the road against Buffalo. Which are two that we haven't mentioned. Jacksonville was one of the better teams in the AFC last year, towards the end of the year. And then they have a couple cakewalks, Raiders, Jets. Then they go at Chicago, Thursday night game. That'll be a fun one. Then they host Green Bay. That'll be a fun one. And then a Munich game against Detroit. And at Chargers. And they play the Chiefs. And then second to last game of the year is against Denver. So like they have some tough games
they do
on their schedule as well.
Yeah. The fact that they can just still play Miami and the Jets twice a year is just God. I mean, it's just 4 free wins in there.
Yeah.
It really does just make the schedule look not very good. One team I noticed that has I feel like a weird amount of no away games is the Eagles. Like, look at the Eagles schedule. I was kind of baffled with the lack of so they start the year with home against the Commanders, then they go on the road to Tennessee, on the road to Chicago, but then it's home against the Rams, home against the Jags, home against the Panthers, home against the Cowboys, home against the Giants, home against the Steelers.
Wait, yeah.
Am I tripping? I feel like they don't play any. And I realized that home game that they say against the Jacksonville game is but it's not like it's at Jacksonville. It's still a neutral.
Yeah, that counts as an away game. They have 9 home games and a neutral setting game. That's kind of unfair.
Yeah, 9 home games and 7 road games.
That's kind of ridiculous.
I know. I thought I was doing some article on the Eagles and I looked at their schedule. I'm like, dude, why do they have this stretch from October 4th to November 8th? Well, November 22nd actually is crazy, man. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home games and 1 road game and a neutral setting.
That's true. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, we want to talk about the Rockies for a second because they have been kind of intriguing lately.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're still just it's so painful, man. It's they're intriguing, but they're still the worst team in the league, and it's not that close. It is kind of close with the Angels, I guess, but oh wow, the A's are really bad too. But yeah, at least it's a lot more excitement. They're this is the highest team OPS they've had since 2019. They're pretty much top 10 in every offensive stat outside of home runs. But it's just, man, it's just bad baseball in situations, especially when you're kind of top hitters like Goodman and Moniak are just so strikeout prone, especially Goodman. I mean, it can end so many things. The Rockies have so many situations where it'll be guy on third, 1 out, and then it's like, oh, here comes Ezekiel Tovar or Hunter Goodman or Mickey Moniak, and they all have big time strikeout potential.
Yeah.
It's tough, but
Yeah.
Tyler
Tovar's been
Free,
better since the trade deadline, which
he has,
is
he
good.
has. Dude,
It's
Tyler
just crazy.
Freeman needs to get off this team. I don't understand what he's doing on this team. He's
I
like
don't
supposed to be this guy who hits for average, but he hits 249. You know, his defense is like the worst in the league. He has a -2 WAR right now.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
-2.
Oh my god. I'm just wondering. I mean, I know they'll call up Veen or Condon in September. I know they will. Probably Veen. Um, Condon might be a next year call up or next year opening day guy because I think like his strikeout rate is just way too high to bring him up. Like he even in AAA he's at like 31% or something ridiculous. Like it's just a little too much. Um, but Veen they should probably call up at some point.
Yeah.
Trading Doyle was good because also his contract. I mean, the last 2 years he has not hit well at all, and his contract is just too big to be able to do that. And so got some good youth back. They got some good pitching prospects, which was nice for Sinatella and Vodnik and Doyle, which is solid. And then Vodnik went to the Marlins. They got Connor Norby back, who's
Yeah.
hitting well in AAA right now, which is I do like I mean, everyone wanted the Rockies to really trade every player who's over the age of like 27, and I'm like, that's just not going to happen. Like, it's very clear that this front office wants them to remain at least somewhat competitive. Like, I know they're bad, but it's because the team is bad. But they can't just sell off every single piece that they have, especially the ones that they still have a couple of years of control over. And I disagree with not trading McCarthy. Keeping Moniak is fine because he's good. They probably should trade McCarthy though. And then we'll see what happens.
My one gripe, like I'm fine with keeping Goodman unless you had an offer kind of like what the Orioles got for Adley. I mean I think I would have said yes to that offer. That offer was crazy. I mean, stacked with pitching, and that's exactly what the Rockies need. It really does seem like these teams were just low on Goodman, man. I think and really I can see why, to be honest. Yes, his strikeouts are a concern. The defense obviously isn't great. And he's just so home run boom or bust potential that it kind of scares me a little, like going forward though. Like, okay, if he does have a year, it can turn into a Cal Raleigh situation, is all I'm saying. So yeah, and then Moniak, but the thing is Goodman's still 26, has this insane I still like him. Moniak, I think I would have traded. And I mean, the 2-year contract, I don't really understand unless you're just thinking like, are we just going to have like him really be specialized in this designated hitter against righties only role? Like, is that going to be his only role? And if it is, he's really good at that. I just don't like that he has the potential of blocking Condon or Veen or other guys that the Rockies have. Like, there's a lot of other outfielders in their system that are pretty good. But if he is just a DH, only plays against righties guy, I guess that's okay. But I think I would have traded him at what I feel like is probably his peak value right now. I like McCarthy for sure. I think he just plays to cores really well. So I like that they kept him.
He does. The speed factor is like changed. Yeah. He's a huge reason why they've been so much better offensively. It's just he has so much speed. Catching wise, I mean Goodman, it's a good play. Like his defense, he's a good ABS catcher, which is really funny.
Right. Well, people don't mention that. They always dog on his defense. I'm like, please look at the stat that tells you he's like really good at this one thing.
He actually knows the strike zone very, very well, but he doesn't really have an arm. He doesn't throw out guys. He does let some balls get by him. And so I think it's nice they did trade for, or they not trade, they drafted. Was it Drake Jackson the Georgia catcher who won the Golden Spikes. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
the
like
best.
him.
He was the best player in college last year. Like that's a pretty solid guy. It's funny because I don't remember who they drafted in the first round. I don't remember.
Tyler Bell, the shortstop from
Oh,
Kentucky.
okay, yes. I really wanted them to draft Justin LeBron simply because his name is Justin LeBron.
Love and fire. LeBron.
Just literally that's that reason.
Yeah.
But I think I think that a solid draft with that. I'm really honestly my excitement for the season kind of really dwindled once Dolander got Tommy John.
I know, dude.
That sounds like oh my, because he was looking like a legit true ace for a good month to 2 months. Like he was looking incredible. Gabriel Hughes, since being called up, has looked solid. I mean, he had a tough outing against Tampa. We gave it the grand slam, which kind of sucked. But he's looked all right. Yeah, it's just the pit. Their young pitchers are just not turning out, or they're just getting injured, and it's tough. I'm glad that Freeland got a complete game. That was good to see. I know it was against Kansas City, but I'm glad he had a good outing. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment that either Condon or Veen gets called up, because I mean Veen struggled last year and he was obviously hurt this year. But I mean, a huge point of emphasis in this offseason was how much bigger he got and how much more lean he looked. I'm like, okay, now I want to see if he's mashing in AAA. I just hope he's not like a quadruple A player. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're way too good for AAA, but you're just not good enough in the majors. Like I just hope he's not that.
Yeah. Yeah, that Dolander. The guy that we haven't mentioned though that I really like is Gabriel Hughes. Great to see him be good. I think his stuff will play to Coors Field pretty well, just because it doesn't require like, dude. I have been noticing. I feel like they kind of hit it on the nail with Sugano. I mean, Lorenzen and Quintana have been so bad, so I don't know how much you can really like say it. But these guys that do have a lot of pitches, where it's like, yeah, their stuff is not overwhelming or nasty like whatsoever, but they have a lot of pitches, and they each have like this slight bit of movement, where you can just force weak contact at cores and not have any chance of being a home run. And like I noticed over the weekend or over last week, like Michael Wacha had a great game against the Rockies, and he's one of those guys. Nick Martinez had a great game against the Rockies with the Rays, and he's one of those guys. And then you look at Sugano having this good season, where it's like, I do wonder if. And then I mean Gabriel Hughes with this like 92-mile-an-hour fastball, except that it has this slight bit of cut right at the end that throws hitters off.
And they keep everything down. Like Sugano's thing is his splitter. Like they keep everything keeps down. Same with Wacha, it's his splitter and his sinker that keeps everything down. With Martinez, the splitter, it's like everything stays low, and that's what Sugano was really, really good at. I think that's what Hughes is good at too, because his like best pitch is the changeup, right? I think.
Yeah.
At least I don't know. I think it's his changeup. But yeah, it's just keeping it down, and so I'm glad that they were able to figure at least something out with that.
And I mean, we've seen it with Freeland too. Like when he's not hanging pitches at the top of the zone that can be hammered, like Freeland can be really good with that, with what we're talking about.
I agree. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Denver is a baseball town. We've been saying this for like it's a city that like wants baseball to be good. Every time I see that Brent Doyle walk off from last year against Pittsburgh, I'm like, look how many people are in the crowd for the two worst teams in the league. Like there's so much potential for this team to get a city to rally behind them in the summer, and they just need. I mean, I think they have good talent coming in. They've replenished a little bit. I do think they need to make a trade though to just replenish the farm a little bit though, like fully get some top prospects back in. I don't know if they. I mean, the reports were that they weren't going to trade Goodwin unless they got a number one prospect back, and but the Adley trade was for their number 2, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if that was the package that was on the table, the Broncos were like, no, we need number 1. Same with Tampa, and so I don't know. We'll see what they end up doing. I do think they need to make some trades in the offseason. Like McCarthy probably has to go in the offseason. Freeman probably has to go in the offseason. You can get just any prospect back, but they just can't be blocking Bean or Condon. Especially like Condon should play so well at Coors. Like if he's a boomer bust guy, I think it's fine because his power is so ridiculous.
Yeah. It could be like a Goodman situation, I guess.
Yeah. But you could just DH and it'd be fine. It'd be okay.
If Freeman and Edward Julian need, I have no understanding of why they're like on this team, man. Just get them out. Just get them out somehow. At least Willie Castro and who am I thinking? Oh, Troy Johnston can kind of provide a little bit of offense here and there, but damn, I mean Freeman and Julian literally do nothing, and God, their defense. I mean, Julian's defense is probably the worst defense I've ever seen like in my life out of a Rockies infielder, because usually the Rockies infielders are pretty good at defense. He consistently makes errors, man. It's crazy, and it's just not. It's just very clumsy, and I don't know. I thought I liked him in the beginning of the season because his at bats are fine, but but they're not though. He strikes out way too much, too. So yeah, I mean he's like that Rock Riggio in Farford. I really like, and he's second baseman. He's been killing it in Double-A, and then like you still have Adael Amador, who has been really bad when he gets to the MLB, but he's still only like 23 years old, and has had a history of being a good prospect. So I don't know why he's there. Yeah.
I think they're. I saw someone say like I think they're just gonna try and clinch a non-100 loss season, and then they'll start calling up guys. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's true. I think they're gonna try and do that. Which I mean, they still have 17 wins to get there. Like I don't think that's gonna happen until like mid-September.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, it's funny because they already have more wins than they did last year, and so this season is already like a resounding success.
Yeah, it is. And at least they have a lot of moments where they look like a legit baseball team. Whereas last year, I feel like they had like no moments of that. But whether it's like stolen bases, like just challenges, there's just more feeling of it being like a well-operated team.
Yeah,
better operated team.
And then, but the pitching has been legitimately much better. Like it's still not great, but it has been way better than last year. I want to look up the stats on it because, hold on.
Their ERA this year 5.49. Last year 5.97. Yeah, they're a whole half a run better.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, they are offensively. Dude, I mean, they're way better. 7th in runs, 5th in OPS. 5th in OPS is really good.
Yeah, I know.
5th in OPS, 4th in average, 6th in total bases. Yeah, home runs they're 19th. And yeah, they're still worse in like literally everything. Defensively, batting average against worst. OPS against worst. OPS against is 840. That's insane. That's still so bad. Yeah, 840 is way worse than I thought. That's like every team is an elite hitter.
I know. It's bad still, but at least it is. Seems like they're taking a step. Dude, I mean, looking at it's just disgusting looking at these ERAs from last year. Like Sensatella from the starters, Sensatella 6.65, Marquez 6.7, Dollander 6.5, Bradley Blaylock, remember him, 9.3. Tanner Gordon 6.3. Austin Gomber 7.4, Carson
Oh my
Palmquist
god.
8.9, and all these guys had like legit 10 starts at least. It's wild. Right, dude.
That is.
Have you seen how well Ryan Rolison is doing this year? It's like it really ticks me off.
So where is he?
He's with the Cubs, and he has 46 innings pitched this year, 41 appearances, and a 2.3 ERA.
Oh my god.
Striking out at a hitter every inning, compared to last year where he only had 25 strikeouts in 42 innings and a 7 ERA.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. He's already doubled his strikeouts
Yeah, I know.
from last year.
And has pitched like the same amount of innings.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize he was that much better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see, like, compared to last year. Hold on. So yeah, they're better. Last year, um, the on base percentage against was 12 points higher than it is now. So that's better. Not like crazy, but that's better. Slugging is around the same, 7 points higher last year compared to now. I mean, the runs are going to be different, but the runs last year they were allowed so many more. Like they had 933 runs allowed last year, or earned runs allowed last year. And at this point, they have 622, which, like, they're not going to give up 300 runs a month and a half. Like, that's not going to happen. That's unbelievable.
That'd be like 10 runs a game.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So they're already significantly better in that aspect. Hits-wise, they gave up 1,600 hits last year. They're at 1,100 now. They're not going to give up 400 hits in those games either. Like, that's not going to happen. Home runs, they're going to blow it out the water. They're 250 home runs allowed last year. They're at 162. They're not going to give 100 home runs in a month and a half. Walks, significantly better. I mean, they're 12th in walks this year. Like, that's really, really good. They're 23rd in walks last year, so they're at a better spot there. Strikeouts are around the same, like actually the exact same. Hitting significantly less batters this year. What the hell? They hit so many batters last year. They hit 73 batters, and they're at 45 this year. I don't know what the hell they were doing.
It's just
no, they're way better. Like they're significantly better this year.
What about the
it just shows how bad they were last year.
What about the stolen bases, like from the offense? It's got to be so much more this year,
right? Well, yeah. So last year they had 87 total. This year they're already at 75.
Wow.
So yeah, way better. They were 23rd last year. They're 16th this year.
Dude, Cole Carrick, by the way, looks like a star, man. Seriously,
he looks so good.
A star.
He looks so good. I'm really, really excited to.
What do you think about TJ Rumfield?
Well, I think he's good, but I also didn't know he's already 26. So I was like, that's like for a rookie, that's like really old. So I was like, yeah, no wonder he's good. But I think he's good. His defense at first has been solid.
Dude, that's right. That's really the key. I mean, I think his defense is so good. His offense is so like interesting and weird to me because you look at the like metrics and they all kind of say he's like should be way worse than he is.
Really?
Well, he has the lowest bat speed in the league.
Oh, really?
Oh, one of the lowest. He has the absolute lowest average exit velocity in the league. That's what it is.
Oh shoot. Oh my god, yeah. I'm looking at his baseball savant page.
Yeah.
See if I can share this.
I mean, he doesn't strike out, and his walks are pretty good, so that's a positive for sure.
Sure.
You gotta think like because guys can improve their bat speed. I'm hoping like for next year, maybe that he's got to know that he's got to lock in on that and just hit the ball harder. So maybe in the offseason he focuses on that. There it is. I see it now.
Yeah. Yeah, but like his average exit velocity is 1%. His barrel percentage is not that good. Hard hit percentage.
If you scroll down a little bit and see like the actual stats, like 83.9,
Oh God.
28.1
Oh
hard
my
hit
God.
rate.
Jeez, I did not know it was that poor. But yeah,
So
he doesn't strike out.
a lot of his hits are like these bloop, singles where but he somehow does it on the road too. It's not like just because Coors has a massive outfield. Because I think his splits aren't much different from home and on the road. I actually don't really know, to be honest, but just watching and keeping track, I feel like he hasn't been much different on the home. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, this is just. Oh, those are platoon splits.
Well, does it have it if you keep going? If you keep scrolling further? Monthly.
Oh, home and
There it
away.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been
like they're pretty much the
fine.
same.
Both very consistent.
But I do wish like the guy is a huge guy, right? Like
I was thinking like his power should be. He only has what, like
I
13
know,
home runs on the year or
13.
something like that. Like
Yeah,
that should
and
be significantly higher.
a lot of those home runs are Coors home runs for sure.
Let's see. Home games. No, he's pretty
Oh, 8
even,
5.
85. But
Yeah.
his average or he is like it's 11 versus right-handed and 2 versus lefties. Like he's horrible against left-handed. I'm not horrible. I mean, 256 is actually fine for left on left.
He just has no power against him.
There's no pop against left. Zero pop. I mean, this is like, yeah, he has way more at bats because they do platoon him a little bit. But I mean, 13 walks against lefties. To 80, like
I know,
that's
he
a
still
solid
doesn't strike out
number.
against them. Yeah.
Yeah, just his slugging is like really insane. Yeah, really good June. Pre-All-Star. Yeah, he was better pre-All-Star. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's good. I did not realize that he was like this is like peak regression like candidate next year.
I know. Except that the walk and the K rate gives you a little more
Yeah.
confidence that like the baseline isn't the absolute floor. Like there is still some hitting value in there, even if he can't hit for power. And it's just like with him being this big, you got to think he can improve his bat speed and
Yeah.
just lock in
If you're
on that. Right.
6'5", 240, like you got to be like a big donkey. Like you got to be able to hit.
Dude, it's the same thing with Liam Hicks. He has like a ton of home runs, but yeah, look at Liam Hicks, dude. This is crazy, man. You think of him as like this big power guy, I feel like.
Oh my God. What? But this is like, how is his squared up percentage so high, but his velo sucks, his barrel percentage sucks, hard hit percentage sucks.
I know.
That doesn't make any sense.
But look at the K and the walk rate. Like this is like Rumfield, but to such a exaggerated extent.
Yeah. But his at least makes sense because he's 5'9".
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I thought he was like a bigger. He seems like a kind of fat guy, but he's not.
Like he should be. You see what goodness is. I would get lost on baseball's lot. The fact that this is free is actually insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is just
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like it's just way too much. When he makes contact, like he's hitting it. Yeah, his expecting batting average is way worse. Oh no.
I think Caminero's is wild to look at.
I know his is pretty crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, that's just crazy.
Oh god. Oh god. I spell his name wrong? It's taking forever. He is well. And in fact, he's only 23 is
I know.
ridiculous.
But dude, the bat speed 100.
This is nuts. What a crazy player. Man. He is wild. I think he's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
he
already
doesn't
is so
strike
good.
out. Like, the other thing is he doesn't strike out, really. Like, it's... I mean, Jordan probably has the absolute most insane one.
Jordan, I mean, it's all like I remember like Shohei in what 2022 or 2023. His was the most ridiculous I've ever seen. But Jordan, this is this is nuts.
What, dude?
I thought he was
All
like
right,
way older than this too.
I don't understand squared up, dude. What the hell? What are you talking about? He's only 60th in the league or 60th percentile in squared up.
Yeah, he's 99 in sweet spot and 97 hard hit and 99 KO percentage. Dude, average exit velocity being 94 is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, how is your expected batting average?
336.
This is nuts. He's such a crazy good player. He's so good.
I don't know how you get him out there, because he'll walk too, and like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what the? It's always been this way. Like the second he entered the league, he was like this.
It was like only last year where he was really dude. But even last year, look at if you go to the Savant for last year or the percentile rankings, it looks the exact same. Even though he wasn't that good last year.
Yeah, he just didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the exact same. He just didn't play enough. Yeah, 2024. Same. 2023. Same.
Oh my god, 2022 is all 100.
What a ridiculous player.
Imagine if the Dodgers had him, bro, and they didn't trade him.
I know. I every day I'm like, yo, thank God they traded him for was it Josh Fields, right? Like just some random guy. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right. Long episode. Long episode, but a good one.
It was
Lots
fun
to think about. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with the Nuggets. I really Ryan Blackburn has been saying that he doesn't expect something to happen until September with Peyton Watson. I think that's probably true. Like there's no rush for them to do anything. Broncos preseason, what is it, next week? Probably?
Yeah.
Next week? Well, that will be fun to watch. I am excited to see what happens with that. Next Friday against the Falcons, 5 p.m. I will be locked in. We'll see how much the starters play, if the starters play. Champagne's a starter guy. I think he'll play. But it's fun. It's fun to think about the Broncos. It's fun to think about what they can do this season. And it's even more fun when you just don't think about the Nuggets because a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Don't know what. I mean, it's like disappointing. It's also like there's not much else they can do. It's like, yeah, I didn't expect them to get LeBron. Like I knew that was.
I know.
I didn't expect him to go to Philly, but I knew he wasn't coming here. And it's like, yeah, there's not much else they can do. I think I would have been more disappointed had they traded some of these pieces to try and stay below the second apron.
Right.
Like immediately. Like Cam Johnson or Aaron Gordon was like traded the second free agency started, and then I would have been more disappointed. So
that's for sure.
We'll see what happens. We will see what we'll talk about it whenever it happens. I don't know. You got anything else, Asher?
I don't. No. Good episode.
Solid episode. We'll try and say, as I always say, we'll be more consistent. I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. All right. Peace.